Okay, it has been like a week longer than I wanted to make this next post, but nothing really exciting happened. I was really busy with work first week back last week, and obviously the Easter holiday. So, update obviously, collar's off. I am sleeping. We'll kind of let's start in the morning. So, getting up in the morning, everything's fine. I work like normal. I don't get really any stiffness sitting in the chair. Sure, I lay down every once in a while, but nothing crazy. Big update, I did start PT. So I started that this past week. So I'll be on my third session and doing a lot of kind of massaging, cupping, needling, also starting on some actual kind of stretching. So a lot of banded kind of pullbacks. That feels great. And then, just some dynamic stretches to try to kind of get everything going again. So kind of moving on to that, eating is completely back to normal. I did lose, it's crazy. So I went into surgery about 173 pounds. I lost 13 pounds. I have weighed myself in about a week. So that was 2 weeks out, I was down 13 pounds. And it was all muscle that was gone. I still had the beer gut and the hips, but all my muscle was certainly gone. Kind of started getting winded even walking upstairs, which is crazy. I wear a Whoop watch. I'm charging right now. And my recovery was usually, on just a normal night, 80, 75 to 90, somewhere in that general area. I average 6.5 to 7.5 hours sleep. So pretty good, all things considered, having two kids. And since the surgery, I have not been over 55%, and I've been red or yellow every single day. Now, it's weird. You don't feel that bad, but, your body's clearly trying to recover from something. So it's been a little interesting getting used to. I did stop taking the medicine. So the methocarbamol, I believe, and oxycodone, I stopped taking those a week and a half ago or so. If you do take them, don't worry. They're great, but just be wary. It's going to sound bad, but take the stool softener because those pills will do some damage down there. And then, a week later, it's not fun. So yeah, everything's good. I still can't lift over 6 pounds. I did go to my follow-up. They said everything looks great. My motion looks great. So as you can see, the scar's healing up quite nicely. And here is where I'm at 3 weeks to the day after my surgery as far as range of motion goes. I would say right now the toughest is definitely going up. You kind of start cramping back in these areas. You just get weird body cramps everywhere, it feels like, at all points in time, especially in the traps and the shoulders. I'm hoping PT starts to shake some of that out, but don't worry if you start feeling a lot of crampiness everywhere. It happens. So let's see what else. Yeah, I think we can probably go to sleeping now, which has been very interesting. So, the first week I said on my videos, I didn't sleep that bad. It is weird sleeping sitting up with the collar on. But when I got the collar off, even kind of that, so collar's off after 2 weeks. So a week ago that came off. And first day or two, it was kind of nice because you're used to kind of sleeping with the collar on. You sleep with the collar off, you get sleep. 3 weeks out, the worst sleep I've had since the surgery has been the last 5 nights. Now last night I actually got some great sleep, but I was getting like 2 hours. And, obviously I think some of that's stress from work, coming back to work, being busy, kids waking up in the middle of the night. But it was very weird that, the medicine wears off. I think your muscles start firing a little bit. And, it's hard to get comfortable. Like I said, I bought that Tempur-Pedic pillow. I was a stomach sleeper. So going to the back was tough. Now coming back, I'm kind of going to the side a little bit and kind of lay out a pillow and put another pillow kind of right here to help stabilize. I would say I can get comfortable now. The first few days after the neck brace was off, getting comfortable, like there was a hard pressure right here no matter how I laid. But I can get pretty comfortable now. What I will say is waking up in the middle of the night. So if you wake up for whatever reason, maybe it's you're sore, that does happen. Kids wake up for any other reason. It has been very difficult for me to go back to sleep. Because I think right then your neck's really sore because you slept in one position for a long time. So I've definitely found that. I've also had something very interesting that I called my doctor on, talked to PT about, laying on either side, doesn't matter which one, and I took a breath in on my left side, so over the heart. There was kind of a pain, like a dull, or I guess a dull or sharp. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain when I would breathe in. No other position, right? Not anytime during the day, nothing, but just lay on my side. So you get a little worried there because there is some, pulmonary embolism. And so you get a little worried when you get stuff going on in your heart. It's no big deal. It's likely muscle related just from those things trying to heal up, right? And there's a lot of connectivity through here. It's worth noting I also do have a bad left shoulder. So there's still some kind of, this whole area down in the pec is a little bit sore. But I would say overall, I'm 3 weeks out. And I actually mentioned today, if I was born in this moment right here, just sitting here, I wouldn't know I had surgery, right? You don't feel it just sitting, or at least I'm not feeling it sitting here. Now, certainly that can be dangerous, right? You want to be slow. I did throw a ball the other day, just kind of at Easter, and that didn't feel very good. One of the worst things is reactions. So throughout this time, something would happen where my daughter would spill some milk, and your reaction is to pick it up, and you kind of quickly move. That hurts, and there's nothing you can do about it because your body's so wired into just natural reactions. So, watch out for that. I am back to driving. Very big deal. So I started driving. They kind of tell you once you're out of the collar and once you're off the medication. I was off the medication early, but they also want you to be able to look left and right. And the first time I drove, it was a little interesting. But I am driving fully fine. There's still pain, no doubt about it. I'm still in recovery. It's weird to kind of be in recovery and feel a little bit better. And, you start doing a few workouts and your muscles are really sore. And I'm not talking workout, guys. I'm just talking like exercise bands, what PT has me do. And my arms were shaking and I was pretty sore. But I think I'm progressing quite well. I can safely say, at least at this point, I'm glad I did it. Now, that could change in the drop of a hat, right? I can't really say if I'll fully be there until, 6-12 months from now when I'm back at it. I did talk to a friend of mine at work. She had the exact same surgery done, and she had it done probably at this point 3 months ago, and she said the same thing. She said after like 2 weeks, she was really questioning whether she made the right choice. 3 weeks, she's like, I made the right choice, and then it kind of goes up and down, but she's 3 months out, and she's absolutely certain she made the right choice. So far, I do think, and the PT agrees, being younger and healthier, like I told you guys, I didn't have to necessarily do this surgery right now. It was necessary at some point. The numbness came. I chose to do it because I was a little bit younger, healthier. I think that's working in my favor currently. But again, it's 3 weeks out. But if you'd have told me, or told anyone, hey, I'm having spine surgery, new discs, 3 weeks out, most people are kind of surprised I'm walking, talking, working. So it's amazing how far technology has really come. I'll keep you guys updated. I am going to post some videos on the stretches that I've gotten from the PT because, right, I know everyone kind of gets prescribed PT, but it's hard with schedules. It's hard depending on your situation. And to be completely honest, you could probably do it all at home. So I'm going to put some tools up, lacrosse balls, Theracanes. I'm going to put a video up probably tomorrow kind of explaining all the PT stretches that I do just to kind of give it to you guys so that you can get ahead of this, buy things that you want. Not expensive stuff. A lacrosse ball, Theracane, wedge pillow. I like to be comfortable, so I definitely have bought some of those things. I'm very anxious to get back to the weight restriction now. Not going to lie. I picked up my laptop case. Is at 10 pounds. It's probably close. I've been pretty good, though. Your body will tell you, what's going on. My doctor is very adamant. Nothing you can do in your sleep is going to hurt the surgery at this point. It's really about dramatic things like dramatic twisting, another injury, car accident, falling over, those type of things. But yeah, I think right now I'm gaining the weight back. I'm trying to eat healthier. Still getting used to sleep though. So it's going to be tough. I'm sure it's different for everybody. Personally, it's been up and down. Probably, honestly, the hardest part has been the sleep, just because I'm used to 6.5, 7.5 hours a night, going to very sporadic as you go. So I hope these are helpful. Sorry for not posting one in a while. Not a ton of updates. Back to work. But I'll tag this in the Reddit for spinal surgery as well. If you guys have any questions, absolutely, you can tag me on there. Hit me up on a comment on here. I'm more than happy to chat about my experience, how I've been recovering through this. Anything you guys want to know, I'm more than happy to talk about. maybe no one ever sees this, but hopefully someday, someone's going through it just like me, and there's a video out there that explains it, and, I say something that no one else has said that gives you a little bit of confidence. So if you're thinking about doing it, as of this point, I'd say go for it. Everyone's situation is different, but yeah, we'll see you guys here in a few days.